Imagine you go out for a golf lesson. You're out there, you meet your new golf instructor, and you're hitting balls. You're just hitting balls. So you go out for a couple lessons, and you learn what the clubs do, how they work, and where they go. You decide after a couple lessons you're going to go play your first round of golf. So you go out, and you say, I'm going to play 9 holes. By the way, if you haven't played golf before, starting with 9 holes feels like eternity, okay? So you walk out, and you're like, hey, I'm going to go play golf. You get out, you get through the holes, you get to number 9, you're on the 9th hole. It's this beautiful hole. It's amazing. It's 140 yards, your shortest shot of the day. It's a par 3. So you do what the golf instructor said. You take your 7-iron out because that's what you're going to hit 140 yards. You take a couple practice swings. You're looking at that view, perfect view between you, where you're standing in the green, perfect view. There's nothing in your way. Now, off to your right, not even in the way, is this big oak tree, okay? So you get up and you swing that club straight right in front of you down that green or down that fairway, and where does the ball go? Right to the oak tree. So now you're under this oak tree, it's windy, your ball's right up against the tree, you can't see the green, you're like, what do I do? Well, you're 40 yards out. So you take your sand wedge, because that's what you hit when you're 40 yards out. Because that's what the instructor said, when you're 40 yards out, you take that sand wedge. Okay, perfect. But the reason it's a sand wedge and the reason it's from 40 yards out is it goes straight up in the air, straight up into the oak tree and right back down, right? So you finish the hole. Everything's good. You're done. You scored a 15 on a par 3 that you thought you were going to get an eagle on, right? You're like, can I get a hole in one? Is this the day? So you go back, you see your golf instructor. You're like, hey, man, I got to tell you, I went out, I played this round of golf, and I did exactly what you told me to do. I hit to this tree. I had the little, sand wedge. I was going to hit it 40 yards and went straight up. And you're like, what did I do wrong? And he says, man, I don't know. I just teach people how to hit the ball. I've never played golf. And I got to tell you, don't listen to people like that in life. If you're going to go get a golf lesson, the first thing you need to ask the damn golf instructor is how many rounds of golf have you played, right? So I can tell you, I'm not a guru. I don't know a lot. But I have worked in business my whole life. I've been studying it. I've been passionate about it. And I love it since I've probably been about 14 years old, rocking it out at McDonald's, okay? Reading business books and learning. So I'm not your guru today, but I can tell you, if it comes to golf, I've taken some lessons. I've played some rounds. I'm really bad at golf, but I love business. So here I am, 25 years old, started my first company. I've got a business partner. His name's Don. This is him here in this picture. Don is a great, great human being, one of the most positive, upbeat guys you could ever meet in the world. And he walks in my office one day. We're in the middle of building this company. I mean, I'm jamming. I'm working like bell to bell, right, going after it hardcore. He walks in my office and he says, hey, Vic, you're a fig jam. And I was like, heck yeah. I mean, I'm the jam. Yeah, man. I mean, like yeah. And he said, you're a fig jam. And I'm like, I'm a fig jam. Like, what's a fig jam, Don? He said, you think, fuck, I'm good, just ask me. And I was like, man, I'm a fig jam? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, but I mean, I'm thinking back. I'm like, man, when I was 14 years old, I got my first job. I've been reading, I've been studying, I've been grinding, I've been going after it, I've been hustling it, I've been 10X, and I've been doing everything. Yeah, man, I think I'm pretty good. And he goes, there's a small problem. There's only one of you. And I was like, man, there's only one of you. And I said, yeah. And I learned on that day, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. I learned on that day what the greatest multiplier is that you have in your entire life. And I'm so freaking excited to share with you that it's not you. So if you have the pressure that it's all about you, it is not you, right? So Don takes his nice little towel, wipes off my whiteboard in my office, and he says, hey, man, you think you're a 110%er? And I'm like, yeah, I'm a 110%er. I mean, I give 110%, and I'm kind of irritated that everybody else doesn't as well. And he said, okay, so 110%er. That's like what 10X used to be, by the way. So you just call yourself 110%er back in the day. So here I am, jamming along, 110%er. He says, there's one of you, that's the best you're ever going to be. He said, imagine this. Imagine if you understand that everybody that you work around, the 5 people you have on your team, imagine if they're 80%ers. Writes it out. He says, so 80% times 5, he's doing these real complex math equations. He says 400%. I said, okay. He said, so think about what you could get done if you understand that you're going to get 400% out of other people and you can only deliver 110%. And I thought, you know what, that is brilliant. This whole multiplier thing really hit me. I was like, this is really good. But I want everybody to be their best because I've been working my whole dang life to be my best, right? So I said, I got an idea. I said, what if those 5 people are 110%ers? Now we got 550%, and I just picked up an extra person and a half just by helping people get better, just by developing other people. Pretty powerful, right? So, I just leaned into that. I loved it. I thought, this is great. And a light went off that day for me. I learned the difference between addition and multiplication. And let me tell you, multiplication is where it's at. And other people are where it's at. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it. Let me tell you what I didn't do. I didn't 10X myself because my wife said, don't do that. I said, babe, come on. She said, no, 1 is enough. So I didn't 10X myself, right? Is what I did is I said, I am going to pour into other people. I'm going to pour into my family. I'm going to pour into the people that I absolutely love the most, right? Here I am, 2000, and I think that's 2002, 2003. And let me tell you what's interesting about this picture. 2 things are very interesting. I have damn near a full head of hair, and there is a VCR hanging from that TV. You got that? Right? And so here I am. Let me tell you, developing my team, helping my team grow. It not being about me, it being about them was absolutely going to be exceptional for all of us because we were going to be able to operate at a multiplier that's far bigger than what I could ever deliver no matter how many times I woke up at 4 in the morning and ran 40 miles and froze to death, right? I was going to have to develop these people. Now, the price of admission into leadership, the price of admission into management is absolutely that you have to be your best self. That doesn't go away, right? That doesn't go away, but the real value, the exponential factor is in developing other people. So I spent the next 13 years of my life from that picture where you saw me with a full head of hair, losing that full head of hair, building 10 companies. We've talked about one thing that's super important. It's not about you, right? It's about professionally developing other people. And think about that. These extraordinary presenters that have been on this stage yesterday, today, more to come, I promise you, they want you to carry the information and the inspiration that you have. By the way, you need to know this. Inspiration is not worth anything on its own. Knowledge isn't worth anything on its own. But you bring inspiration and knowledge together and you have transformation. And I promise you that everyone that stands on this stage, they want you to take this transformational information and this inspiration that you're getting, not just to you, but back to everyone that you surround yourself with, whether it be your family, your friends, your employees, people that you may hire, that you want to go recruit. They want you to carry that with you, okay? So that's number 1. It's not about you. It's about everybody you could build around you. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found it valuable, please watch this next one. I think you're going to love it.